All right, guys, it's been a little while since I did the last one of these. This is another addendum to the Devil's Details, like the last one where I was talking about all the equipment that we use in class at the gym and my thoughts on it. Ramon mentioned that I missed talking about toe spacers, so maybe I'll do a whole episode in the future on toe spacers. Very crucial. And I will say along those lines too, I was watching on YouTube, where I tend to watch anything I watch, one of the raw powerlifting competitions where they don't have any equipment. It's just them and the bar. And I know the suited powerlifting with the whole suit you have on and all that stuff, there is technique to that. There's a lot of skill to that. That's cool. But I just find the raw where it's just this dude moving a barbell or this girl moving a barbell by themselves, I just find that so much more impressive. So that's anecdotal to the last episode. This one is about music. The music used in a CrossFit class. And so let me say first that I am in no way trying to be a music critic. I'm out of my depth on that. I don't know what I'm talking about. I am a layperson that enjoys music a lot. I find music very personal and very mood oriented. Depends on the mood I'm in and what's going on as to what I might want to listen to. And I like listening to a lot of different kinds of music, but there's a lot of kinds I know nothing about as well. And so I'm going to be very specific and talking about, I think, how music is used in a CrossFit class and just my philosophy on that and how it's used in a CrossFit class. So let me start with the harshest part on this. If you've ever said, or if music has ever screwed up your workout, I'm going to say you need to toughen up mentally as an athlete. And I say that with the point that, one, I do consider all of you guys athletes. If you're working out at a CrossFit gym, working hard to stay fit, life is an athletic endeavor. Life is an athletic game we play forever. And kind of like on ESPN, where, you know, during a football game, they'll have the percentage of chances for each team winning. This team has a 70% chance of winning. This team has a 30% chance of winning. I think just because you're in the gym working out, the percentages are already in your favor that you're going to win at life. But yeah, I consider all of you guys athletes. And one of the other benefits of working out like we do, working out hard, working out consistently, knowing it's going to be hard, still going to do it, is that the benefits of that go far beyond just our physical benefits. And again, you guys know I've mentioned this before, but mental is a big part of this. We take on and do hard things knowing it's going to be hard and doing it anyways. And so one of those things would be, I would say, if you've ever been like, man, I would have done better, but the wrong song came on. Dan was playing Enya in the gym during 24.1, and that's why I didn't do good. And I will say, I haven't subjected you guys to Enya yet, ever, in a class. I have worked out to Enya on my own. That's another story for another time. But I will say, if that's been the case, it wasn't the music that screwed up your 24.1. It was you. And so just know that music helps. We all like music, and I like having loud music on loudly while I am working out. I also think it's good to work out with no music. As you guys know, when our internet has occasionally gone out, hopefully we've gotten past that at the gym. It's happened most often with the noon class, but happened with a couple of morning classes. Working out with no music is a very different experience too, and that also toughens you up mentally. And I will say, you guys do great in those situations when there's no music on, of just getting down in it and working. So that's the hard part. Let's get into how this music is used. So I see there's a couple stages with class. You have to set the mood, prepare, and at the beginning of class, we're not going hard yet. We're not going balls to the wall. So some coaches, and I will say this a couple times, I like that each coach has their own personality and does things differently. Some will just put on a playlist and then adjust the volume based on where we're at in class. Others want to be DJs, mostly like me and Ramon, may be very particular with what we're playing at different times throughout class. And I like to have on something nice in the morning, but it might be pretty mellow or before the workout starts, because we're not going yet. Then there's the getting the party started. All right, the first song, when it's 3, 2, 1, go, I think if there's the most important song that's played in the gym is that song, right? Kind of sets the tone coming into the workout. The music gets turned up, the volume's loud, and sometimes that's all you need is just turn the volume up. But that sets the tone for this high energy part of class. Then it becomes background. And I will say by the second, third song, you should be into this workout and working hard enough that you would notice if the music suddenly got turned off, because you'd hear yourself breathing, hear yourself wheezing in class. But barring that, it's just on in the background. And if I asked you what song was playing, I'm happy when you're like, I don't know, I have no idea. Yeah, then you were working at the right level of intensity and you were working hard enough at that point. If you're noticing too much of the music, I'm going to say again, you probably need to work out a little harder. Then after class, and again, I like to do this, but sometimes it's just turning the music down. There's some evidence to show that getting the body from the working state into a recovery state, that some mellower music can help you do that, help the body kind of calm down and start going into the I'm going to rebuild now state. So I like to put on something mellow or mellower afterwards. That often will be country, as you guys know. That's my default option, but it could be all kinds of weird stuff depending on what I'm listening to at the time. But those are the different stages in class. And as I said, I think each coach has their own personality with this, and we all of us know, guys, let me just say, when we're playing music and I hear someone say to me, play something good, I am playing something good. I mean, if I'm playing it right now, I probably thought it was good. And so that is a very vague, obtuse, I would almost say problematic term, because as we all know, the song you like, I don't, the song I like, you don't, vice versa. So playing something good, done. Already way ahead of you. I am playing something good because I'm the one playing it. The coach I took the most classes from was Danny. She would coach the 8:30. I take the 8:30 class often. Danny likes anatomy music. She likes music about pussy and dick and ass and all the different stuff that comes out of the body and how it's like soup or porridge and how that is amazing. That is not what I would tend to put on, left to my own devices. However, having said that, I've listened to a lot of her music about the porridge that's coming out of my body and how it's super awesome. And I've gotten a lot of PRs to her music. I've had some of my best workouts to her music. And let me just say, let me back up here a step. You guys know I like Tool. One of my favorite on the harder side of music to play. I love Tool. I've seen them in concert as much as I've seen anybody. If you ever read some of the lyrics to some of their songs, you could question the merits of what some of their songs are about. And so I am in no way judging, and I am in no place to do that. I am just noting that each of us has our own tastes. She likes the anatomy music about how this soup that's coming out of me is really cool. And while I don't necessarily, I wouldn't say I love it, I've had really good workouts to it. And so maybe subconsciously I do like it. Or maybe I'm working out hard enough that it's just on and I'm still working hard, and that's how I'm getting good workouts out of it. So that is to point out that I will practice what I preach on this, and I'm never telling the coach what to play. And in fact, in preparing for this episode, I thought about the fact that there's been a few times I've made specific playlists for workouts, open workouts. If it was some other situation, I was trying to get a PR. And thinking back, those have never turned out very good. I've never had a really great performance. Some of them have been some of the biggest fails of my life. But I've never had a great one when I've made my own playlist. I've had it when music is on that I like, but it's usually just I'll put on a playlist and won't think too much about it and go from there. I've noticed when I've obsessed about every song that's on this playlist for the workout, it's usually been disappointing. So again, showing anecdotally that the music is overrated is getting you over the top in a workout. As I said earlier, on my next point would be, the first song is the most important. And I like having a high energy song. I like having something that kind of sets the tone. We're going to be working hard right now, so let's put this on. And so I think the first one is by far the most important. And so along those lines, if you ever have requests of your coach, I'll say there's exceptions to this. Like if it's a long, like tomorrow's workout, a long row, a long bike, you're going to notice those songs more often. I definitely do take requests. And so having said that, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to get what you request, and with the other coaches too, but there's a better way and a worse way to get what you want out of your coach, as far as playing a song. When I have the music on and I get a little, this song sucks, I'm going to tell you, it's like a little tap right on my nuts. And it's not like a kick in the nuts. It's not that, but it's like, whoa, hey, what did I do to deserve that? Tapping your coach on the nuts is not a good way to get what you want out of coach in class. Let me give you a good example of what is a good way to get what you want out of coach in class. Last week, this was very recently, Ruben, I had on country before the workout, and I will say that I was planning on changing it once the workout started. But I could tell Ruben's across from me, he's like, Dan! And I knew it was about the music. And he's smiling, I can see the wheels turning. He's about to tell me, change your country music. Instead, he's smiling, he's walking over to me. And Ruben goes, Dan, you know what I'd love to hear is some Tool or some Perfect Circle. Brilliant move. One, now rather than driving a wedge in between us by saying, I think the music you like sucks, he's bringing us together, finding the common ground. He knows I like Tool. He knows I like a Perfect Circle. Very happy to oblige. I'm like, right on, dude, of course. Found a Perfect Circle playlist and went from there. I'm not saying that will always be the case. Music is secondary, second, third down the list of things the coach should be focusing on. So they may not have time. They may have put on a playlist, they're ready to go. It might not happen. But I will say, providing a solution to the coach, here's what I would like to hear. And let me say also, be specific. Don't say, I'd like some good rap. You'd say that to me. Okay, so I am a true Gen Xer, child of the 90s. I like 90s gangster rap if I'm listening to rap. If anything newer, past 2000, I like Tech 9, Tech Anina. I'm not even sure if I said that. I'm making an ass out of myself. And so if you want something to play, be specific. Don't assume the coach knows what you're talking about unless you happen to know, like Ruben did. He knows I love Tool, and so he knows like that's going to be an easy one for me to turn on. So having said that, there is the worst way and the better way to maybe get what you want played in class, especially if it's a class, where there's a lot of rowing or something and there's a song you'd like to hear. People have asked me why I like playing country when I work out. As you guys know, I work out at 7:30 a lot in the morning, and that's what I'll tend to put on. Not always. I like having somebody screaming at me. And I am an old meathead. So as I said, back in the day when I was sitting around, I was doing bench press and then resting 3 minutes, I did want somebody screaming at me because I needed music that would get my intensity up because I'm sitting around for most of my workout. Now I'm not sitting around for most of my workout. I'm working hard. And I know my heart rate is going to go to the moon eventually. And frankly, I don't want it getting there too soon. I don't want a song that's going to send me off so my heart rate peaks 90 seconds into the workout. I like music that just puts me in a happy, good state of mind. And for me, country does that. I like it. And so I don't need it to bring the intensity. The intensity is coming with the nature of the workout I'm doing. I just like music that puts me in a good mindset. And I will say, back in the day, Jason and I have moved a lot of weight, lifted a lot of heavy weight, listening to Crystal Gale. I'm not saying you need to do that. I think it does show that Jason and I are modern men that are very in touch with our emotions. But that's why I say it's very different person to person. And one of the things I like, I've learned about new music because I coach CrossFit from all the other coaches, from you guys. And I love that. It's broadened my horizons. I will say most often from Ramon. Ramon's another, feels like he missed his calling as a DJ in life, and he'll have something weird on at the gym and I'll be like, man, that's great. And next thing you know, I'm playing it for my class because I like it. And so in general, guys, I think it's one of the perks of being at a gym is that you're going to end up working out to stuff you would have never worked out otherwise and then find you like it. And doesn't I think that apply to a lot of different aspects of life, in the sense that being friends and hanging out with people who see things differently than you, who disagree with you in life, is one of the best ways I know to get better at life, to refine what you think, to refine what you know, what you think you know. And so in this somewhat trivial area of music, I think that works great too. Like, we bring different stuff to the table, and I've played all kinds of stuff that I know now that I wouldn't know except for you guys. So, summing this up, there is no right music, there is no wrong music in general. There's the music that's playing at class right now. And if you're ever noticing it too much, I think the easy way out is to just buckle down and work harder and point that finger at yourself why it's not going as well. The workout's not going as well as you would like it to, rather than pointing it at the DJ. And two, I think it's one of the things that brings out people's personalities. So I really enjoy all the different comments and aspects about music and the banter that goes back and forth. That's one of the things I like about, again, the group setting, is there's just, you know, in spite of myself, some of the stuff Danny plays, I'm like, whoa, but I love it. It's awesome. All right, guys, I think that's all I have to say on this subject. Right on. Next time, I will be getting back to my bread and butter, back to the devil's details, something I do know more about. And I forget which rule we're on, 9 or 10, somewhere in there. I'll know by that time. In the meantime, good luck in the open. Let's go.